course somewhere, how far it goes, and you get all that information, and you basically play a round of golf. And this is kind of the same thing. It looks like you can have home run derbies, you can play real baseball games, and it's got the simulators. I believe it says all 30 Major League Baseball stadiums. So you get that feel of how difficult it can be to actually hit the ball out of the park of a Major League Park, especially with wooden bats, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
And we've got Donnie back with us to hopefully either refute or deny what we've just said. Donnie, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you well. Can you hear me?
There we go. Yes,
All right.
yes, and you sound a lot better, man. We
Good.
appreciate that. Yeah. Tell
Yeah.
us about the Lions Cage.
Yeah. Well, and what I was trying to say earlier is thank you so much for having me. Thank you for giving a spotlight to entrepreneurs, business owners in Nashville. Love your show. I love the realness of it all. So thank you so much.
Well, we
I think
appreciate
you
that.
guys get, yeah, no, thank you. I think you guys got it right. We are a mobile batting cage simulator and experience built right here in Nashville. And we do let people hit home runs in major league stadiums. We actually have a few others too. So we've got Vandy and some other minor league ballparks too. So it's the choice is yours as a player. It is built for everybody just to have a really good time. I will refute one part though. It is not so much about showing people how difficult it is, but it's more about the opportunity of giving everybody the chance to pick up a bat again and feel like a kid essentially. And we can bring this experience right now to events and breweries and festivals, corporate outings, and things like that. So we're having some early success. We just got off the ground, and we're just looking to partner with a lot of other great people in Nashville right now.
Any injuries to report as of yet?
None yet. There are some disclaimers, of course, when you walk into the cage, there are some disclaimers, but we pride ourselves on this being extremely low impact. We are not hitting real baseballs. We are hitting a softer polymer vinyl ball, which feels really good off a very light wooden bat. So this is very much accessible for all kinds of parties and all kinds of players. So we have actually had MLB players play in our cages before at open houses and things like that. They do well, but for everybody that hasn't picked up a baseball bat in maybe 30, 20 years or whatever, they said we can gauge their ability to hit a home run in a park. So they're not hitting little dribblers to the pitcher's mound. We can kind of amp up because it's all software based. We can amp up their abilities so that they're out in Coors Field crushing them out there. So yeah, it's certainly for everybody. There's of course a little bit of risk though, maybe, right? You're swinging a bat. Yeah.
Well, I guess my bigger concern was folks who haven't picked up a bat, like you said, in a while, suddenly trying to crank one out, and the dreaded oblique injury or something like that from over swinging. Guys who were once athletes who think they're still athletes and aren't athletes. You know who you
Yeah.
are. Trust me.
Mo, that's me. That is me. I think our first test runs on the Lions cage is exactly what you just said. I woke up the next day and couldn't turn my abdomen either way, because you get carried away, and that competitive. We all kind of have that competitive spirit. It's
Sure.
about bringing that back to everybody. Yeah,
And you see somebody hit a home run, and you think, well, if they can hit one, I can hit one, and the next thing you know, yeah, you can't move. So
that's it. That's it.
but
Yeah.
but it's all in fun though, and we're just having fun. But Donnie, where did this idea come from?
Yeah. I graduated from Belmont University, College of Business for MBA years ago, and for a very short stint was running alumni events for the College of Business, Jack C. Massey, and we did a couple at the Sound Stadium. They were really great, and they have a great setup there in the off season where you can you get coolers of beer in the dugout, and you get to have fun. You get to go shag balls, and you get to hit off a pitcher's, or off the a pitching machine. And one thing we found out is that a lot of people and this is like a 50, 60 mile an hour pitching machine. It's going right down the pipe, same spot every time. But we found a lot of people that hadn't played baseball competitively or any sort in a long time did really well. And the events were great, but they were a little bit of a logistical nightmare with that group and for the events that I personally was throwing. So we thought there's got to be a way to modify this a little bit and make it accessible. That maybe if you've aged out of baseball, that your only option isn't either bringing your child up through, and living vicariously through there, which is great, and the other option is being like a Thursday night softball league, which I've got 2 kids, I don't have time for it. So we want to give people the opportunity of maybe an hour or so, and maybe we position that with a couple drinks and some food and stuff like that, and make it kind of whimsical and fun. And we just didn't really see that opportunity anywhere. Especially in Nashville, where so much is happening with the sport of baseball all the time and historically as well. So it kind of felt like lightning in the bottle a little bit. And it's like, if nobody else is going to do this, let's be the group that does it. So, yeah.
It does feel like lightning in a bottle. It feels like a great idea. And, no disrespect, but it's almost like, as we sit here in 2025, how did nobody else come up with that? Have you found anything like this anywhere else?
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Those are very kind words. And I do feel the same way. I feel like it was kind of almost reluctant entrepreneurialism, where it's like, hey, if nobody's going to hop on this, I guess I'll do it. There are some other examples in the market, which is the best case, right? Because you can kind of toy with what has been proven in the marketplace. There are a couple people in the space down in Texas. There's a really big one called Home Run Dugout. There's a few in California, but it's really just getting started. We see a lot of them, actually, surprisingly. HitTrax, who provides our software and hardware, as far as the actual sensor, right, of what's picking up the ball and projecting it. They do a lot of business overseas. There's more of these kind of style event spaces with baseball in other countries, which is surprising. But it seems like, well, we miss Nashville here at some point. We like, if we're doing this anywhere, we should have it here. So and on top of that, I tell people I wouldn't start a business anywhere else. I wouldn't start this business anywhere else, because Nashville is the best community of entrepreneurs, of people really hacking it and trying to make it. There's no gatekeeping. There's a lot of I've just met so many great people through the Lions Cage and elsewhere. It's just awesome building this from the ground up in this city specifically.
Donnie Renner with Main Street with the Lions Cage joining us here on Main Street Sports today. And Donnie, I'm curious, as I'm looking at your website, walk me through the process of how you actually swing and hit the ball. Is it because you talked about when you first kind of thought of this idea, you were actually pitching, right?
Yeah, and actually,
so how's this work now?
Yeah, that's a great question, JP. So we actually kind of want to get back to that, but to explain what we're doing right now is we want to make this low impact accessible for all types. We want your 8-year-old son to play with you, and we want that to be a competitive matchup too. And we've done that. There's 2 ways you can hit the ball. We have a on-demand soft toss pitching machine that sits right in front of you. You can smack them into a screen. That ball then. The trajectory of that ball will be projected onto our large LED panel screen, and of a MLB field of your choice, as well as I said, a few universities. The other option too, for those players that maybe just feel like that might be a little challenging, we can hit off a tee. So any kids or anybody like that wants to step up and just whack it off the tee, it'll work just as well. So we've got it we can kind of gauge it for everybody. We've even got a couple different types of pseudo baseballs. One that really can kind of launch even further because it measures the velocity off the bat. So we've got another one that we can kind of put in there off the tee that really will spike the launch velocity even more. So we can have a lot of fun with it. It's a really engaging thing for events and parties. It really gets people moving in and out. Kind of what Mo said. You're not going to take a lot of hacks. You think you could do maybe 10 or 12. And then after you take about 5, it naturally, you kind of pass the bat off to another person, if you haven't done it in a while. So it really gets people moving in and out. It gets people interacting with each other. And that's the heart of it. That's what it's about.
Right now, you're a mobile entity, right? But I see you've got some plans to hopefully have a spot to where people can come to you and do a lot of other different things.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, JP. I appreciate that. We are right now fully mobile right now, so we can do indoor and outdoor events. We are having the LED panels that host our large screen that is being put on a trailer built by the wonderful people at Aero Build here in East Nashville. So that enables us to do indoor, outdoor events. We're very focused on this season right now, partnering with really great businesses, just getting a lot of the brand awareness and growth. Once we have that growth, we feel that next year we can get this permanently put in a space in Nashville. Where that will be, I don't really have answers on that quite yet, but we're moving quick on that. And we feel that this would be a really enticing offering for people in Nashville and for tourists and all of the customer segments that we know too well. Just to have a really unique experience when they're in Nashville, and something that is representative of people that built it here in Nashville. It represents a sport that's really important to our city, and they can leave with maybe a cowboy hat, but also maybe a little other flavor of what Nashville is, which is baseball.
Yeah, Mo, the pictures show a wiffle ball field, which, as kids growing up, that was a lot of fun to play. But having an actual turf wiffle ball field to where you can do regulator, that's Mo, that would be something I think you and I could even take part in.
It would be wild. It really would. Donnie, how easily can you switch from one stadium to another? I mean, when you get to an event, is the stadium already in place per se, or is that something that is something that can be changed mid-event?
Immediately for each single batter, we can go with your preferences. We can gauge the power of that batter too. So if we need to compensate or compensate very heavily for that batter, we can do it on an individual basis with basically no downtime. We can also run competitive games. It can be more than just a home run derby, which is great. We love that. The software will run double plays on you. It will catch fly balls. We can also gauge the software too if we want it to be more of a high school level person catching those fly balls, or maybe it's more of like a 10-year-old catching those fly balls, or maybe you get a few bloopers that drop in a little bit more. So we can really toy with it and kind of make it applicable to whatever event we're running. And it's all very fast. It's kind of a carnival style, step up and play and next person up.
I'll tell you what I like. I think one of my favorite factors in this is you've got walk-up music. You can tell them what you want playing when you step up, just like the major leaguers or the minor leaguers or the college guys or whatever. That's a really nice touch, I think. What has been the favorite event that you have done to this point, Donnie?
Right now, we've just kind of started right now, so we only have a little bit to work off of. But really, the corporate style events have been huge because you get a lot of people that are maybe wearing their nicer slacks or their dress shoes and things like that, and there might be a little initial apprehension to get in the cage. But we've provided it as an experience that is very welcoming and very low impact, low barrier to entry. So I really like seeing those people that maybe didn't think they'd be swinging a bat that day at their commercial real estate event or whatever, but maybe they step in and they feel like a kid again for 5 minutes. So yeah, I think that's the most enjoyable thing that I've seen so far with the events we've run.
Donnie, I'm curious, Mo, you mentioned about the walk-up music. Donnie, I see the guitars behind you.
Yeah.
What would be your walk-up song?
Oh man,
You're obviously a big music guy.
Yeah. I think if I'm really going back to like my roots as a young kid, right? If we're being kids again, I'm probably coming up with something Jimi Hendrix. I think I'm doing Purple Haze or something a little off the wall, man. Yeah, that's a little bit more my style. Yeah. What about you guys?
You went Jimi Hendrix. I would go with something like Hey Joe, but JP knows I'm a huge Prince guy. And I have a song in mind. The first word in the title is sexy, and we'll leave it at that. But
we'll do the after hours show. We'll talk about
that. JP, what would yours be since you brought it up?
I could go a lot of different ways, but what's coming to mind first, maybe because when I was playing baseball back in the 90s, I'm thinking Aerosmith and maybe like classic Aerosmith, like a little Sweet Emotion. I don't know. I like the instrumental build up.
Mhm.
We'll have to do another conversation on this stuff purely because you're going to
Yeah.
get me started on all those good records. Yeah, that's good stuff, JP. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Donnie Renner of the Nashville Lions Cage joining us here on Main Street Sports today, presented by the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance of Columbia. You can see more about this at the website, thelionscage.com. Donnie, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, is all of the information to do that there?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mo. There's multiple ways to contact us there through social media. There's a nice form there if you're interested in doing an event, and then you can keep up to date with us on all of our social media on maybe some more public facing events that we have coming up very soon. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Absolutely.